Welcome back to the Culturally Distinct Podcast. It's your boy DJ KO. I'm glad you guys tuned back into the show. It's been a long time since I've been in the studio. I've been gone, but I still try to get this information to you guys. You guys still DM me. You guys still hit me up, and I try my best to get this information to you. We have an awesome show for you guys today. Before we get started, I'd like to give a shout out to my sponsors, everybody that give me the opportunity to do this. I appreciate you guys for allowing me to do this. Also, it's coming up. Thanksgiving is coming up. So, guys, make sure you know the meaning of the season. Make sure you donate to a good cause. Make sure you wrap your arms around your family because you don't know when they're not going to be here. Also, it's also Breast Cancer Awareness Month. So make sure if you have a charity that you want to give to, make sure you give to those guys. Shout out to everybody that's breast cancer survivors. Much love to y'all. So, guys, we have an awesome show for you guys today. We have three beautiful sisters, not just from the physical side, but from the mental side. And today we're going to talk about some great things that we got going on in Houston. We're going to talk about our favorite topic, right? Especially this time of year. You know, Black Friday is coming up, Christmas is coming up, New Year's is coming up. And this one thing that we're going to talk about, you need that for this particular, not just for this particular season, but you just need it in general when we talk about money. So I'm gonna introduce my panel who I have today. First, to my far left, I have Dr. Aundrea Matthews. Mm-hmm. Right. To the middle, I have our special guest, Miss Mahogany Burns.
Yes.
And to my left, my close left, right, or close right, we have Mrs. Claudia DaRobi.
Yes.
DaRobi. How you ladies doing?
Doing good.
That's awesome. That's awesome. So before we get started, guys, I like to get to know you guys a little better. You know, even though I know you guys, but the people that's watching you, I want those guys to get to know you. So starting with you, Claudia, a little bit about yourself. Who is Miss Claudia DaRobi?
I like to say that I'm a serial entrepreneur.
Okay.
A visionary. I'm a leader boss.
Okay.
And
shout out to the bosses. Shout out to the bosses. Okay.
and a change maker.
Welcome. I appreciate you coming on the show today. Miss Mahogany.
Yes, my name is Mahogany Burns. I am a financial professional as well as a serial entrepreneur. And I am a cultural person, so I like to change the atmosphere on the youth.
Okay.
So I like to help in the community a lot.
That's beautiful. That's beautiful. Doctor?
Hello. I am a cultural strategist.
Okay.
So I use my education, life experiences, and creativity to create strategies that help eliminate barriers to people's success and to liberate the oppressed.
Okay, so now, first of all, welcome to the show, guys.
Thank you.
Welcome to the show.
Thank you for
So
having me.
let's jump right into it. We're going to talk about money, all right? All right, so anybody can answer this question, especially you, Miss Mahogany. Let's talk about the importance of it. Why is money so important?
Money is important because we don't understand the value of it.
Okay.
Until we start understanding how money really works, then we'll steady chase money.
Okay.
Instead of letting the money work for us.
So when I say, okay, so I want to narrow that down because I know in our generation, so I'm young, extremely young, I'm in my 40s, but no. But when we talk about money, I wasn't taught how to manage money. I wasn't taught, only thing I was taught, go to work, right? Get a check,
Yep.
and spend it on my bills. I'll spend it on, my little activities, what I want to do. From during that time, it's what, Little Debbie cakes, your little, what they call the little hot chew candies, whatever, take it back. Juju bees or whatever,
That's
you know
right,
what I'm saying? But I never got an opportunity to learn that, not even in college. I had to learn that as an adult. Even during COVID, which was only 2.5 years ago, 3 years ago, I learned a lot about financial understanding. So in saying that, why do you think and this question is for anybody. Why do you guys think that money is one of the key to one of the answers to our future?
Well, we have to understand how money works, first of all.
Okay.
We have to understand how to leverage money. So if we don't know the importance of leveraging, we feel that putting our money into a traditional bank account is the way to go. But it's so many different ways that we can leverage money.
Okay, let's talk about that. Leveraging money.
Mm-hmm.
So when you say leveraging, when I think about leverage, I'm thinking about balance, right?
Mm-hmm.
How can I use something to balance out something or offset it, right?
So what I do is more of insurance products.
Okay.
And people don't know that you can really grow your money inside of a insurance policy.
Okay.
Not speaking of a whole life policy. Although those do grow,
Mm-hmm.
but they do have different policies out here that you can actually live off of. Your money grows traditionally in a bank account that you think,
Right.
but these grow way bigger.
So hold up. So I want to stop you right there because the thing is, somebody might say right now, what you mean if I have my money in a bank account? I got my check, I got my savings, I got my 401k, and it's in my banking account is gaining 0.1 interest, whatever it is, per year. So if I have say $50,000 in there, maybe getting $5 interest, if that, right? What do you say to those people saying, okay, why do I have to invest or leverage my money into an insurance policy versus having it in a bank account?
Okay,
Saving account?
so do you know that 98% of banks own insurance policies?
I didn't know that.
They use our money and put it in the policy,
Okay.
and it grows. So we can have those policies ourselves. And you get 1% in a bank account, but for the insurance policy, you can grow from, it just depends on how it's structured, from 5% all the way up to 10 to 12%, 15% at the
Really?
most, yes.
So hold up. So we're in post-COVID, and you saying that having an insurance policy, you can still get 10% off of it, your money per year.
Per year.
I need to know this. I hope
And
you
it
guys are
don't,
listening.
it do not lose one dime.
So hold up. Is this a guarantee? The 12%?
It's guaranteed. So it just depends on, so it's not a part of the stock market, but it is mirrored to the stock market. So if it's growing at a 7% rate, then you're going to get that 7%. So how they work, so they go year by year. So just say, for instance, so you deposit your money into a policy year one, December the 15th. Next year, December the 15th, you have a stock market rise of 15%.
Okay.
So you probably will max out around at 11%. If the stock market drop, you're at the 0%, which is still, it's like the zero is your hero. So you wouldn't lose anything. So if it's growing in that year, your money is going to increase 15%.
So that what you mean by leveraging? Using that money to get the interest off of it, to use that for something, whatever you want to use it for.
Right.
To make more money.
Absolutely.
So before we get in there, I want to start from the beginning because I see that you're a financial professor, educator / guru.
That's right.
All right. So when somebody's called a guru, that means they know what they're talking about, right?
Yeah.
So, how did that journey come about of you learning finances? Because was this something that you learned from a very beginning, a smaller age?
Oh, no.
Or was this your adulthood?
Adulthood.
Okay.
So I always wanted to be in the business. I just didn't know the route to go.
Okay.
So someone introduced me to a different company that only sold certain policies. Invest the rest. I mean, buy term, invest the rest. And I'm just like, okay, this sounds good, but I know it's something better.
Okay.
Because I know that creating generational wealth was always big for me. So I always wanted to understand, how do we create this generational wealth? So they always taught me, if you have money, you don't need a policy. And I'm just like, well, that sounds good, but usually money is taxed. So I'm like, yeah, I know it's a different way.
Right.
So once I found this other strategy, the other formula, I jumped on it. I was all into it, and I went headstrong.
Okay. It seems like you have some information the government don't know about it. Now I'm messing with you.
The government, they know, but they don't want people to know.
Because the reason why I say that, the biggest thing that people put their money in the stock market for is to gain money, of course.
Mm-hmm.
But the thing is, they don't want their money to be taxed.
Yep.
So now with these policies that you speak about, are there, one, can you withdraw the money while having these policies, and two, while withdrawing, like a 401k, they tax you. Do they tax you also?
No, it's absolutely tax-free. So back when
tax-free money in the United States?
Right.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, so back in 1982, they started seeing how people were taking advantage of the system, of the financial system. So what they did, they was taking money and dumping it into the policies, tax-free. So the government got a hold to it. They like, oh no, we're going to create a system where you can't do this. So they created the Tax Equity Fiscal Responsibility Act. And then they created the Deficit Act as well.
Okay.
That stops you from throwing all the money into a pot without being tax-free. So then you have a modified endowment contract. So if you put over a certain amount in that account, then once you start drawing from it, because it's over the limit, you will be taxed. However, you only tax if you start withdrawing the money. But if you're leaving that money for generational wealth, it's never taxed.
So I want to rewind, because you're giving game right now. You threw out some acts and you threw out some bills. So I never knew that. So you're saying people that have finances, or say have a large sum of money that they throw inside of these, I guess,
Tax-free vehicles.
right? So they used to just throw money in there,
Yeah,
a lot of money,
just throw money in there
and they could take it out anytime without being taxed.
without being taxed.
I never knew that.
It's still tax-free. So if you structure it properly, it's still tax-free. But if you decide, like if you're an older person that you want to use it for retirement and you just don't care about the taxes and want to leave tax-free wealth, that's the way to go about it.
So let me ask you, you used this term twice, and I want to talk about it. I want to dig into that. You said financial, you said generational wealth.
Generational wealth.
So what is your definition of generational wealth, and why is it so important?
Because the Bible says a good man leave generational wealth to his children's children's children. So with that being said, there's only one way to go. So that's important for me, because I don't know who my great-great-grandfather is, but if he would have left that legacy, I would have known who he was.
Right.
You know, so that's important for me. And I really stress the importance of not only life insurance, but if the community had more life insurance, it would be less killings out here.
Ooh, you know what? It's funny. A guy that came on, he said that he told me that, but I didn't understand what he meant by that. He said with these type of insensitive crimes that got going on towards us, black people, black kids, there'll be less if most of those kids had insurance policies.
That's right, because the government don't want to pay all that money out. They're like, oh, he got murdered, you better go govern this area. So they drop them guns in our community. Want no guns be dropped? So just think about it. Our community has the most crime rates.
Absolutely.
The fortunate, they keep everything governed accordingly.
Okay, I like that. I want to come back to you. So I want to get these two other sisters, Dr. Matthews and Ms. DaRobi. So we have the event called The Art of Success. It's coming to Houston Thursday on the 17th. 17th. At what time?
6 to 9.
6 to 9. So someone tell me, what is the art of success, and why bring it to the city of Houston?
I would like to just back up just a quick second.
Ma'am.
I want to jump on that generational wealth thing, and then we can go into art of success if you don't mind.
Yes, ma'am.
Because she quoted a scripture about a good man leaves an inheritance to his children's children, and we quote scriptures all the time. But here recently, I just heard of another scripture in Ecclesiastes that says, "Money answers all things."
Absolutely.
And we were taught in our culture that, it's easier for
A camel to get it
to the eye of a needle than a rich man to get into heaven, and we buy it. But the Bible teaches wealth all throughout the Bible, and culturally we follow the Bible. So that I like the fact that you brought up the Bible and generational wealth, because it definitely goes hand in hand. But that's all I wanted to say. I just had to bring Ecclesiastes in here because money answers all things.
Well, you know, on the show on Culturally Distinct, every show I have a Bible reference. You know, I go into my church mode, and you know, I call it the ratchet pastor mode.
Love it.
So while I'm drinking, at the same time I'm preaching.
Well, that's kind of how they did it.
Exactly. This is how it's
exactly
done.
how they did it.
So the art of success, the purpose of it.
So the Art of Success is an opportunity to bring exceptional people together who are entrepreneurs, artists, and global thought leaders, so that we can have an actual safe space in which we can actually share ideas and have conversations. I found that some of the successful, when we were back in the old days, our ancestors, when we were definitely segregated, we had spaces where you could meet the pharmacist, the lawyer, the educator, and we knew where to find them, and we could sit down at restaurants, and we had our own businesses where you could sit down and meet and share these particular ideas. You had Booker T. Washington, you had Boulay, you had W.B. Du Bois, and so it was because of those things that the ideas that allowed us to create the greatest things that we've ever created in our community in Tulsa, Rosewood, and all the other successful places, was because we had these spaces. And since we've integrated, we don't have those same spaces anymore. So therefore, creativity, innovation is kind of hindered. It's not that it's not happening, because it is happening. But so the Art of Success is a place where everyone who would like to come together as social entrepreneurs who want to make an impact in the world, where we can sit down, break bread, and actually come up with innovative ideas, and at the same time learn strategies that help us scale up our businesses so that we can have generational wealth.
So why is that important for that type of event? I'm gonna use you guys' term, the motto, the beauty of business. Why is that type of business so beautiful when it comes to us? Because we could be doing other things. We could be focusing on athletics. We could be focusing on singing or doing the art versus learning about business. So why is that important?
Because essentially in our communities, we have a lot of people who are entrepreneurs and self-employed, but they do not have businesses. They do not have the structure. We make a lot of money in our communities, a lot of money, but we don't have the business down. We don't have the structure, and we don't have the support. So we wanted to bring a space, and Art of Success is one of those spaces that Diverse-Citi and Diverse-Citi Houston has created. That is a space where we bring all of these amazing people into one location, and we find a amazing leader to do that.
Right.
And then we put these people together, and it started off, as Dr. Matthews said, as an experiment in Houston, and we just watched. We literally watched. It was a pilot. We watched to see how people would interact with each other. We watched to see if they would be competitive or if they would help each other and connect and talk and do business together, and it worked. People were literally doing business together. They were connecting, and I mean, even us being here,
Correct.
Right.
is a result of the Art of Success.
Yeah.
So it worked.
Yeah, and so what I did, I got my PhD here at Rice University, and so I've been studying the Houston culture for a very long time. At the time that I came to Rice, the president of Rice wanted us to go beyond the hedges and engage the city of Houston. And so following that directive, with the work that I was doing, I found out that I listened to all the things that our community complained about with why. Like, we don't trust one another. We don't, people don't work together. Folks don't share information.
Right.
And so people have kept saying that. It's not only in Houston, we tend to say this across the whole enterprise. But since I'm in Houston, I was thinking, so what can we do to eliminate those barriers? Because once we eliminate those barriers, we can then have a strategic plan and build something that would change. So I took all of the best of Houston through our pilot, and I was hand selected a group of people that we would that represented the whole, pretty much the community, white, black, the whole diversity. That's why we're called Diverse-Citi of Houston, put them all in the room, and then for 3 focus groups, can you actually say we develop? So I've got the best of Houston's culture in the event, and then we attract the best of Houston's minds, both as entrepreneurs, artists, and as thought leaders. And then when we put them in the room, we found that we can come up with phenomenal ideas, and then we have money that we can leverage. We have skill sets that we didn't know each other had. And then when we sit down and when people leave our event, they've scaled up their business and they've actually truly partied with a purpose. When they leave our event, they can sit down and break bread and have wine and sit down and have conversation and have a space where they can write out ideas. And then in that room, those people are in the room that will help you leverage and help you grow your business and take it to the next level. And it's a real organic and very, very, I call it, we're your country club of our society, where they say all the ideas actually happen at the country club. So what we did, we made ours. We made, and I brought all of the best of all the cultures of Houston into one event. We're like a gumbo of ways of creativity and innovation.
So in saying that, first of all, congratulations on that.
Thank you.
In saying that, why Houston? Out of all cities, you have Chicago, which you have LA, you have Atlanta, especially Atlanta. Atlanta is one of those areas where a lot of us are doing a lot of big things when it comes in terms of business. But why Houston? Because I know Houston is a melting pot of individuals, and not just black, but it's multiple people that's doing a lot of big things. But why Houston?
Well, since everybody's quoting Bible verses, I've been saying that since I get here, being from New York. Well, the first shall be the last, and the last shall be the first. Once Houston in Texas, period, with Juneteenth, it is no question that the African Americans who lived in Houston are definitely the last that actually were enslaved. And so therefore we know they're going to be the first. And then Houston as a whole just has a lot of rich nuggets that makes the time that we're living in equivalent to the Renaissance. It's a young city, right? It's very, very young. When you compare Chicago, you compare LA, those are all, and even Atlanta, they're older cities. So Houston's the new kid on the block. And I coined the phrase that Houston is the New York of the South. I believe Atlanta is the LA of the South. Absolutely. And then and Houston is the New York of the South. So I imagine, being a New Yorker, growing up in the suburbs of New York, I would basically say that I imagine if I would have got that brownstone in Harlem 30, 40 years ago, yes. Brooklyn bought that one piece of property for $1 back then. Right. And look at, like you're talking about generational wealth, how they leveraged the situation in New York and then became to be millionaires where we could be now. Well, we get a second chance. Houston gives you a do-over. And so because Houston gives us a do-over, it has all the mixings and all the things of a great New York City or an LA. And so therefore, we got an opportunity to be right ahead of the curve. And what I like about Houston, the things that Chicago, Detroit, New York, and LA didn't get right, in Miami, and didn't get right, we have an opportunity to fix with the here in Houston, so that this time around, going into the second part of the 21st century, we can fix those issues. And if anybody can do it, it's the Houston community.
So I want to ask all three of you guys this: vision. What is the vision for the reason why you do certain things? The art of success. What is the vision? Financial literacy. What is the vision? Is it a vision? Is it a personal vision, or is it a people vision, or like I say, it's a generational vision? What is the vision? The purpose for overall.
My purpose, personally, but through the different companies and definitely through Diverse-Citi and the Art of Success and our other brands, is to build 100 millionaires. I would like to see 100 families go from poverty to millionaire status and set them up to where they can leave generational wealth, create legacies through systems. That is my purpose. That's my purpose.
I like that. You know what? I want to piggyback off of that because I don't want to get political, but I don't know if you guys watched the midterms, but as far as when it came in terms of voting for the different senators and Congress and all that, most of these cities of culture, they lost, like their Democratic vote lost by only a few number of votes. So in terms of what you're saying, for its finances, if most of us had our finances in order, we could make a lot of laws for us. And we could put people in place to, force them to make laws for us. Yeah.
I agree.
Yeah. So, but any purpose? The purpose of?
Yeah, my purpose is because I came from the bottom to the top.
Okay.
You know, I'm steady grinding, and I'm going to continue to grind till I die. But for me, it's more personal and for generational, because trying to teach people how to, once you learn something, it's hard to unlearn them.
Correct.
And we have to get out of that scarcity mindset of not knowing that we are great. We are great. We are a great culture of people, that our talents and our ideas are what makes us those people that everyone needs, because we're just great people.
We're dope.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're dope.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I want to break the psychological chains of slavery.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
So,
Yeah.
and because I believe, I truly believe that we can have, be, and do anything that we want to do, if we put our mind to it. And I believe it's a mindset. I'm here to do a paradigm shift.
Okay.
And so, as a religious scholar, and I do believe in Black liberation theology, I do believe that God is on this side of the oppressed, and it's just our time.
It is.
And I do believe that, again, to the point that we have to keep the dream alive, as they would say, and dream bigger, because the world is our oyster. And I just believe that, given the support, the financial, and the opportunity,
Right. That's big.
we can do what we can do it. And so and I believe that there's a strategic way to do that. There's a systematic algorithm that's based on universal law.
Okay.
That once we tap in and tone in and tap on to and get connected to it.
You gotta share that universal law.
Yeah.
Oh, now you know what I'm saying.
Yeah, well, you can have whatever you want. It's what do you believe? I mean,
Right.
and so talking about money, yes, you got to have the systems, you got to have the structures, because that's how you got to practically use it. But money is a mindset.
It really is.
Absolutely.
So I want to break those we have a lack deficit in our mindset,
Right.
in a no complex. We're motivated by the word no. As soon as you tell specifically Black people, right, and even Americans as well, right, but specifically African Americans, we're motivated by the word no, and it's time for us to be motivated by the word yes. Yes, you can have. Yes, you can be. Yes, you can do. And in quoting President Obama, yes, we can. And that's something that we need to embrace, and which Obama, being with Black liberation theology and being influenced by that, I mean, he came up with two phrases that are true to where we are right now. Make change you can believe in, and yes, you can. If we would just internalize that into a mindset, then we can basically change the world however we want it.
Yeah, I believe we could do it.
Yeah.
So in closing, I want to ask this question. Coming to the event tomorrow, and Ms. Burns is going to be there, spitting her game. What is there to look forward to? When I come into this event, what is the format of it? When I walk into this event, is it a networking?
Yes.
Is it a computerized thing? Is it a teleconference? What is it?
It's all that.
It's a hybrid interactive networking experience.
Okay.
Yeah. So when you come to those who registered on Eventbrite, because we have limited capacity, and thank you to all the Houston folks out there for showing us love and support. We sold out. We finally, after we did our focus group, this is our first time going public after we take on it. So when you land, we picked a neutral location. Location is everything. We're in River Oaks, and we have a rooftop facility that allows us to see big and be in a vision. It's a beautiful location. Like I said, it's our country club. And then when you come in, it's Houston. I got food. So you're going to get you some greens, you're going to get you some salmon, you're going to get you some lasagna, you're going to get you're going to have your sweets, you're going to have your bottle of wine, you're going to be able to hear some jazz, right? You're going to be able to have a DJ, you're going to be able to see some vendors and pick up some couple of things because the holidays are coming. You'll be able, if you want to know about business credit, you can go in and learn about business credit. We're not doing lectures. I'm not doing any panel discussions.
Right.
You got it. This is the 21st century. You come in. None of our educational segments of the Art of Success are longer than 20 minutes. Right? You're allowed to break in and go to those rooms when you want to. You're also allowed to pitch. We stream in venture capitalists and funders and people from LA, from Atlanta, from Dallas. You'll be able to pitch and get feedback on your pitching. And if somebody likes what you say, they can reach out to you and contact you. We also highlight this different businesses in Houston. This one is being done by the House of Zuri. So the House of Zuri is a business, an entrepreneur, it's a business here in Houston, run by Tiffany Sams. And she will cater to beauticians, salon owners, and we will have Mahogany here to be able to help them figure out how to get funding and resources. And then all along, and then after you do that, you can play a game of chess. You can do the electric slide. You can network, or you can even have a business meeting. I mean,
and you can join Diverse-Citi.
Yes. And then we can, and you can, and become a part of our social entrepreneur community. So and I know it sounds like a lot. It's a gumbo of mixture, but it's the best of Houston culture.
You can
it's
be
the
free.
best. Yeah, you're free.
You're free.
You're free to come in if you just want to. Because sometimes, as you know, ladies, we're tired, we're busy. You want to go somewhere nice. You don't want to go to a restaurant or a club, but you want to sit down and have good conversation and meet like-minded people. So we're full of artists, entrepreneurs, and what we love about it is it's diverse. Everybody that lives in Houston, as they say, is represented. We have a microcosm of the Houston community, and it's good, exceptional people doing good things who believe, which is our motto. We preach this all the way, and the art of success is we believe that we succeed together. And so when you walk out of our event, you will definitely learn something, have access to funds, and be able to network with like-minded people.
That's beautiful. So guys, before we get out of here, I need you guys to give the information for Diverse-Citi, right? For the Art of Success. Mahogany, I need your information for the people. So people get in contact for the next event, because you said this event is just sold out, right?
Yes.
So for the next event and the next upcoming events are pop-ups that you guys might have within the city. So give that information that you want the people to have.
Well, I also want to say you may not be able to attend the event live, but you may attend the event on Zoom. And you'll get to experience the business credit seminars. Also, many of our businesses will be pitching, and you can come onto the Zoom and support those businesses and follow those businesses and find out what's happening there in the space. So you can still attend. You can go to www.diverse-citi.com. That's diverse-citi.com. And you can find out more information on how to attend the Zoom.
Yeah, and then we do our opening up on Eventbrite. So so pay attention on Eventbrite for Diverse-Citi Houston, the Art of Success. We usually go at the top of the month and give opportunities for people to sign in. And then also those that come to the event, they are allowed, because we are an invite community. So the people who are coming to this event, word of mouth always works. And then because they've come, they're allowed to invite others.
And I want to add one more thing. For the December 15th event, we are working on something very amazing, and it's going to be a great thank you for the holidays, and so we'll keep you guys posted. And we're going to be helping the community as well.
And I got to add one more thing too on that. So we have partnered up, so we're bringing in people from other states to come in. So she's flying in specifically to meet and interact, because again, we're gonna we're gonna build this new community, this new Tulsa, right? And Atlanta is right down the street. They're our neighbors, and we can learn a lot from people in Atlanta. Houston can hold its own, and so when you bring in people who are willing to come here and engage and exchange with the Houstonians, I mean, the world's the sky's the limit. So we're bringing in people from all over the United States to come to H-Town. Yes.
Mahogany, what we got?
Also, if you want to contact me, I'm Mahogany Cody on Facebook, or you can email me understandingyourinvestments@gmail.com. Or you can have my phone number because I love to speak to people.
Okay.
And my phone number is area code 314-201-2104.
There it is, guys. That's beautiful. Look, you got all the information here. Look, the thing is, make sure, well, this one is sold out for tomorrow. It's sold out. So for next month, for the 15th, make sure you get your tickets. Make sure you stay online. Make sure you hit these individuals up. Websites, social media information. Guys, I'm glad everybody came on today. I hope you learned something. And at the same time, I hope you reach out to these individuals because they're not just going to help you individually, but they're going to help our culture all together. Guys, this is DJ KO. I'm glad you guys tuned in to the show, Culturally Distinct. I appreciate it. Guys, one more time before we get out of here, give the website, social media.
Diverse-Citi.com, and Diverse-Citi is the social media for Instagram and Facebook as well. And I'm Claudia DaRobi.
Dr. Aundrea Matthews, same thing. You can find us there. And I spell my name Aundrea. You can find me on Facebook or on Instagram.
And I'm Mahogany Cody on Facebook, and Understanding Your Investments with the S on the end @gmail.com.
There you have it. Culturally Distinct. I love you guys. Much love. Peace out.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
That's it. That's a wrap.
Okay. How was that? That was good?